Hey guys, Goten here, back with another Storytime on the AA channel. This time, I technically got two stories, but one of them's quick, and they're both pretty much the same thing. The time, it was not a drill. You heard it in the title, if you read the title. Probably something to do with the thumbnail too. Two times, I have two stories where when we thought it was a drill in class, it wasn't. Well, one of them, alright, I'll get this one out of the way, because our lives weren't in danger or anything. It's just the school, and nobody was told that the school's gonna get a drug search. So this one's the less, scary one, I guess, or less interesting one. So just get it out of the way real quick. I was in my art class, I believe it was either 7th or 8th grade. I can't quite remember, because they all felt the same at this point, looking back on it. Middle school was very samey, I guess, is the word, for lack of a better term, every year. So, but either way, same teacher. You get the same teacher all 3 years when I was at my middle school for art. So we were doing, I believe we were making a mask, which I still have. I might flash a picture up on screen, I might not. Because it's kind of shit. But it's probably the only decent thing that I did that I kept in that class. We were working on that, I believe. And all of a sudden, the fire alarm went off. It wasn't a fire drill. That quickly came on the announcements. Said, it went on for like a few seconds, and then they came on the announcements and said, we're doing a lockdown. So, maybe the fire alarm wasn't meant to go off, but they accidentally set it off, maybe, I don't know. So we locked down in my art class, which has two doors, one leading to the hallway, and then there's a door leading to the outside, and then I think another one, but like, there's stuff in the way and it's never used, so I can't quite remember. No, there was a corner area, and we were supposed to hide there, but like only 5 kids fit there. I don't know, and I think there used to be a door there, but then they, there wasn't. I think that's what the story was. But anyways, fact of the matter, there was a door leading to the outside, so we had to barricade that. We had to put stuff in front of the other door, because as far as we knew, even the teacher, there could have been a shooter in the school, there could have been anything in the school. Could have been really anything. So, because of that, we locked down. We were there for an hour and a half just sitting there and not having any information. Principal didn't come over after they figured out it was just a drug search or anything. We heard eventually we started to get ideas because we heard like a task force dog, or a dog in the hallway, and what seems like a police officer. So, that's fun. That's one story. As for... Wait, no, I have a third story. I didn't even think about this. Talking about it has made me think of a third story that is quick and easy. I think it might have been either the same year or the other year, between 7th and 8th grade. They're both very samey, especially compared to 6th grade. It's the only one I remember, like, sort of on its own, because 6th grade, your first year there. Probably doesn't help that I had, like, 3 of the same teachers I had in 7th grade went there in my 8th grade year for classes. So, I think it was either health or wellness. There was 2 separate classes at my middle school. Then there's the actual health class. Then there's a second class that's only like a term called wellness, where it's pretty much just it's pretty much health, but like we just play games and shit like that and require some physical activity. And then on like Fridays we'd go out to my middle school's track and walk and stuff. There wasn't enough kids to ever actually play any like games out on the field, but so we just kind of had to walk. Nobody wanted to do that anyway. It was a bunch of lazy people. So, I'm just being honest. So, we were in that class. I can't remember what we were doing. Luckily, it wasn't a day. That's also the same scenario as my art class. It had a door obviously leading out to the hallway. Then it had a door leading right outside. So we had to, especially because I was like one of the only like dudes in that class that could lift shit. And I'm not even that in great of shape. So that's how you know we're kind of fucked. I had to lift a big ass fucking, not container, fucking shelf with like 2 other kids in front of the door. Then we had to lock the door leading to the outside. Luckily it only opens from the inside anyway, but I guess she just locked it as a precaution. I don't fucking know why. It also doesn't close all the way unless you manually like force it closed, so we had to do that regardless. So that happened, and then we sat in that class for probably an hour. Cop came in, the resource officer at our school came in, like knocked on the door because he couldn't get in, said we were clear. And then yeah, so that's my 2 middle school stories. Now on to the juicy one that happened just last year, my junior year of high school. We were in 8th period. There was probably 25 minutes left of class. I was ready to go home. The principal comes over the intercom, says we're going into a lockdown. This is not a drill. So we put, they have these like devices that keep the doors fucking locked at the school, at my high school. So we put that on the door, and shut it off. And then we pulled down all the blinds. We all went into a corner, until we figured out what was going on. This is 3 years after the other story, or 2, 3 to 4 years after that. So more people, actually have, cell phones, smartphones. Back when I was in middle school, not everybody had smartphones. Nowadays, there's kids that are like 7 and have iPads and $1,000 phones. Back then, we didn't all have that. I had a smartphone, but I had like my mom like restricted it or some shit. I had fucking Minecraft Pocket Edition, and that was all I had on there besides, I think Facebook and Instagram. And I think I only got Instagram after I got the phone, and never used it really. So I didn't have anything else besides texting and calling people. So I didn't have that much until, and that was 7th grade. I got that phone, or maybe end of 6th. Maybe I got it as a birthday present end of 6th grade, and that was the first like smartphone I had. Before then, I had a fucking flip phone. So that's fun. So not everybody. And even then, I obviously didn't have shit on it and barely used it because I didn't have anything to do on it. I had it on me in case I needed to call or text my mom or grandma or whoever. But that's it. So, by this point, obviously, it's a different scenario. I had my phone on me. So I was looking at the local like news stations, social media, because obviously I can't pull up fucking news itself. I was looking at wherever I could. Turns out an escaped convict, if I'm remembering this correctly, he escaped obviously, and was in the neighborhood right next to our school. So, and then about over the course of like the hour and a half we were there, like 4 or 5 cop cars pulled up. So that's fun. Eventually we were told we could just go back to sitting down, not have to cramp into a fucking corner. Because eventually, once they figured that out, they realized as long as there's cops there, we weren't in any danger. They locked all the doors. The dude most likely wasn't getting in. Originally, we thought somebody was in the building, but it wasn't the case. He might have been on school property at one point, but he wasn't in the building. So, but up until that point, there were people crying. There were people assuming we were going to die. My boy Harpo, we obviously know each other, that we go to the same school. He had to, the room he was in had 3 doors. They had to put the fucking things to lock the doors on. I don't want to say what they're called in case that somehow doxes myself. I don't know. I don't want to take that chance. So people put them on the middle door. He helped put on the back door. He was in the classroom. He's in our game classroom. I can say that because I've talked about it before. That has 3 fucking doors. There's one in like the back room where they keep the VR headset that our game design teacher has. And that's where you do VR shit. They have a door there. They have a door towards the back of the main classroom, and then one at the front by the teacher's desk. Nobody put the fucking thing on the front door, so he had to haul ass up there and fucking do it. He thought he was about to get shot because they assumed somebody was already in the building. That was everybody's first assumption. You know how the human race is. We assume the worst. Let's be real now. So we all thought we were gonna fucking die. So for a hot, 30, 45 minutes before anything came out, before we found anything. After that, they had parents. Originally, we all had to go out the front door. There was cops right outside the door. There was the superintendent of the entire county. He was at the front door. There's some teachers there. Eventually, after we'd already got down there, and that's where we were told to go, they said go to the back where our cafeteria is. They'd let people out there. So parents who went to the front had to go to the back. Luckily, my grandma was already walking up to the door, and I know the superintendent pretty well. So I was like, hey, my grandma's right there. Can I just slide out here real quick? I don't want to go to the back and make her drive all the way around to the back. And he let me through. There was cops out there anyway. One kid, it doesn't matter. So, it's fine. So that's fun. Those are my 3 stories. I know they're not as insane as some people, but, I figured I'd get on and tell them. I still have plenty of other stories I could tell, so in the future. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I don't just do stories, obviously. We do gaming content, we do commentary stuff, other commentary stuff besides stories, and a bunch of other stuff. So check that out if you're interested. Not a lot of you are subscribed, so that watch our videos. So, it'd be appreciated. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here. Catch you guys in the next one.